Hello everyone, welcome back to the series Translating the Merchant of Venice and analysing every scene. Do check out the playlist which this video is part of, and you'll find everything you need to know for studying this complex but ultimately enjoyable text. So we're up to scene 6, the same Gratiano and Salarino masked. Gratiano says this is the penthouse under which Lorenzo desired us to make stand. Now, sometimes in this text you kind of think, what is going on here? You know, this doesn't make a lot of sense, and we're thrown into the action here with Gratiano saying, well, this is where Lorenzo wanted us to wait for him. And then we have Salarino who says his hour is almost past. In other words, well, he's late. Gratiano says, and it is marvel he outdwells his hour, for lovers ever run before the clock. So, you know, it's surprising that he's late, because people who are in love are normally early. And Salarino says, oh, 10 times faster Venus's pigeons fly to seal love's bonds new made than they are wont to keep obliged faith unforfeited. In other words, well, time flies 10 times faster when you're first in love than it tends to when you've been married for a long time. You know, really Einstein's theory of relativity here, that if you put your hand over a candle for a second, it feels like an hour, but an hour in the presence of a beautiful woman feels like a second. Shakespeare, an incredibly intelligent guy. Some of the things, the ideas he comes up with, let alone his language and his vocabulary, is always so impressive. And then we have Gratiano with quite a long speech before Lorenzo comes, saying, that ever holds, who riseth from a feast with that keen appetite that he sits down. Where is the horse that doth untread again his tedious measures with the unbated fire that he did pace them first? All things that are with more spirit chaste than enjoyed. How like a younker or prodigal the scarfed bark puts from her native bay, hugged and embraced by the strumpet wind, how like the prodigal doth she return, with over-weathered ribs and ragged sails, lean, rent and beggared by the strumpet wind. So quite a long speech here, but Gratiano is saying, well, that's very true. Who leaves the table after a feast with the same hunger that he had when he sat down to eat? And does any horse retrace his steps with great care and have the same passion that he felt when he first set out? We are more enthusiastic about the chase than the catch, just like a young fellow or a reckless spendthrift is a sailing ship that leaves the harbour, flags flying gently and lovingly moved forward by the power of the wind. Then how she resembles a reckless spendthrift when she returns, with weather-beaten timbers and ragged sails, worn out, torn and ruined by the wind. Salarino says, here comes Lorenzo. More of this hereafter. And this is always something I find funny with Shakespeare. You know, really kind of very clever speeches and then no real reaction. They're just for the audience's benefit rather than the characters on the stage. And Salarino says, look, here comes Lorenzo. Let's talk about this later. So in comes Lorenzo, saying, sweet friends, your patience for my long abode, not I, but my affairs have made you wait. When you shall please to play the thieves for wives, I'll watch as long for you then. Approach, here dwells my father Jew. Ho, who's within? And enter Jessica above in boy's clothes. So Lorenzo saying, look, thank you for waiting, friends. Thank you for being patient. I had some things that I needed to sort out, but when it's your turn to steal wives for yourselves, I will look out. I'll be the lookout just as long as I need to for you. Now, this is my future father-in-law, the Jew's house. Hello, who's there? And then in comes Jessica, or Jessica's above at the window. Who are you? Tell me for more certainty, albeit I'll swear that I do know your tongue. So she's sort of saying, look, who are you? I think I recognise your voice, but just clarify for me, who are you? And Lorenzo says, Lorenzo and thy love. So he's saying, look, you know, I'm Lorenzo, the one who loves you. Jessica says, Lorenzo, certain am my love indeed, for who love I so much? And now who knows but you, Lorenzo, whether I am yours? So Lorenzo definitely, and the one I love for sure. Who else do I love so much, and who else knows besides you, Lorenzo, whether I am yours? So, you know, yes, it's definitely you, because not only are you saying you're Lorenzo, but you're saying that we're in love, and you're the only person who knows that, or you're the only person who knows that I love you, or whether I love you. Lorenzo says, heaven and thy thoughts are witness that thou art. In other words, well, God in heaven knows, and you know that you are mine. And Jessica says, here, catch this casket. It is worth the pains. I am glad 'tis night. You do not look on me, for I am much ashamed of my exchange. But love is blind, and lovers cannot see the pretty follies that themselves commit. For if they could, Cupid himself would blush to see me thus transformed to a boy. Now this is very similar to Romeo and Juliet, the balcony scene, where Juliet is above Romeo, saying something along the lines of, I'm glad it's dark, I'm glad it's nighttime because you can't see me blush. I'm embarrassed about your words of love that I've overheard. Jessica here is above Lorenzo at the window, and it's nighttime, and she's saying, I'm glad it's nighttime because you can't see me blush, because I am embarrassed. I'm embarrassed in this case because of the way that I am dressed as a man. So she's saying, look, catch this box, it'll be worth the effort. I'm glad it's nighttime and you can't see me because I'm ashamed of my disguise. But love is blind, and lovers don't notice the silly things they do, because if they did, Cupid himself would blush with embarrassment to see me like this, disguised as a boy. Lorenzo says, descend, for you must be my torchbearer. Come down, because you're going to be playing the role of my torchbearer to escape. And Jessica says, what, must I hold a candle to my shames? They in themselves, good sooth, are too light. Why, 'tis an offensive discovery, love, and I should be obscured. So Jessica is saying, look, why do I have to draw attention to my embarrassment by holding a torch and therefore lighting myself up in this disguise? I am only a little embarrassed at being disguised, but it's because my love for you may be revealed that I should be kept hidden. Now, again, and we see this throughout, I think, all of Shakespeare's work, it is the female characters who say the very common sense things. Look, why would I be your torchbearer? I am, in truth, a little bit embarrassed, but more than that, I don't want people to look at me holding this torch and realise who I am and that we're in love, and I need to be kept hidden. The idea is we're going to escape. Why would I hold a great big light above me? Men are pretty much idiots in Shakespeare's plays. Lorenzo says, so are you, sweet, even in the lovely garnish of a boy, but come at once, for the close night doth play the runaway, and we are stayed for at Bassanio's feast. So look, you're hidden, sweetheart, very well disguised as a boy. But come along, because it's soon be night time, and they're waiting for us at Bassanio's dinner party. Jessica says, I will make fast the doors and gild myself with some ducats and be with you straight away. In other words, look, I'm going to lock up the house, bring some money, and I'll be there. Graciano says, now by my hood a Gentile and no Jew. So Graciano is making an allusion to the fact that she can't be a Jew because she's so nice, basically. Lorenzo says, beshrew me, but I love her heartily, for she is wise. If I can judge of her, and fair she is, if that mine eyes be true, and true she is, as she hath proved herself, and therefore, like herself, wise, fair, and true, shall she be placed in my constant soul. And then Jessica comes down, and he says, what, art thou come on, gentlemen, away? Our masking mates by this time for us stay. So he's saying, look, I love her so much, and because she is wise, if I'm judging her correctly, and she's beautiful if my eyes can see, and she's genuine and loyal as she has proven, and so because she is wise, beautiful and loyal, she'll be forever in my heart. And then in comes Jessica, and he says, oh, are you ready? Come on, let's go. Our friends at the party, the masked ball, are waiting for us. And I'll hold it there for this video. So, oh no, nearly finished the scene actually, so let's carry on. So then Antonio comes in. Who's there, he says. So he's asking who's there. Graciano says, Signor Antonio. Is that you, Signor Antonio? And Antonio says, Fie, Graciano. Where are all the rest? 'Tis 9 o'clock. Our friends all stay for you. No mask tonight. The wind is come about. Bassanio presently will go aboard. I have sent 20 out to seek for you. Now this is a bit of a strange moment in this play where you kind of think, did Shakespeare start writing something and then he just couldn't be bothered? He's been building up to this party, this masked ball, but it's never going to happen. And I kind of wonder whether he was writing this and thought, oh, actually, I'm just going to skip that, because it's too much as it is, or whatever. I don't know. It's interesting. But Antonio's saying, for goodness sake, Graciano, where is everybody? It's 9 o'clock. Our friends are waiting for you. Now, we're not going to have that masked party because the wind is in the right direction and Bassanio is going to go and set sail. And I've sent 20 people to look for you. Graciano says, I'm glad on it. I desire no more delight than to be under sail and gone tonight. In other words, when I'm happy about this, nothing could delight me more than to be on our way and set sail. And off he goes. Please do subscribe to the channel. Next video coming tomorrow.